Kipchoge. I am the greatest ever, and I am the 2019 London Marathon champion.
And so every time something get hard, you quit, you call mama. I dare you to take a little pain.
Welcome back to the Running Report, where we give you all the biggest running news that happens month to month. And on this April edition, we're going to give you some of the biggest track and field performances from this past month. Now, a high schooler may have outclassed all these pros from last month. He's wild. And then we're going to get into the London Marathon and give you a little recap and tell you how Kipchoge is still the greatest marathoner of all time. Also, we have 2 doping scandals that went down last month that are going to change the entire landscape of distance running in the next couple years. And lastly, we're going to end with our Bell Lab question, which is a question that comes straight from y'all. So you want to make sure you stick around all the way to the end of this video to see if your question was featured on this month's episode of the Running Report. And so this is going to be a great episode, so make sure you just stick around. Let's just get right into it. We got 4 topics, 4 questions, and 4 laps to go. So let's just get right into it and get a quick breakdown of all the biggest performances that happened in April. And first off, I want to start off with Michael Norman. I bet you guys all probably know by now. 2 weeks ago in Mount Sac, he opened up in his 400-meter debut for the season, his pro debut for the season, in a 43.45 at Mount Sac. What? This man is absolutely insane. He obliterated the field just about in that last 100 meters with his teammate Ryan Benjamin right behind him running a low 44. And yeah, Michael Norman, he completely dominated. He was all the top that weekend. Another great performance from this month had to be Divine Odorudu from Texas Tech, who completely dominated at the Michael Johnson Invitational. He ran a 9.96 in the 100 meters. Then he came back and ran 19.76 in the 200. What kind of double is that? That's insane. Those were 2 NCAA leads. I want to say 2 world leads. Like, he was absolutely dominating at that meet, and that puts him as the clear favorite going to NCAAs. And further on to this season, there was another great performance, but it was off the track at the beach invite, and Ryan Krauser threw the farthest shot put ever thrown in 29 years. Wait, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 29 years. He threw 74 feet, which is also 22.74 meters, the biggest throw in 29 years. Ryan Krauser did that, and I love the shot put. The shot put is always a competitive event, and definitely with the Worlds, with all the great throwers that we have from America. Another huge performance that I particularly think that stole the show from the entire month of April was this past weekend when Strake Jesuit senior Matthew Boling just completely dominated the Texas State field, and I think his regional meet, and he ran a 9.98, breaking the national record for all conditions in the 100-meter dash. Now, there was a +4 tailwind going into that, but then to be able just to go under 10 and break the all-time like high school record, it has to be a testament and does not take away from anything that he did. Even a world-class sprinter like Otto Bolden, who now announces for NBC, came out and said that for a guy that has broken 10 in the past, he knows that sometimes in order to break 10, you need to win 8 to 10 at first to do that. Like right now, he'd be ranked number 2 right now in NCAAs. Like, that's pretty darn good. I'm telling me, with the all-weather conditions, I think without the all-weather conditions, he would still be in the top 20. So he's definitely a formidable threat. But I think what people aren't really looking at is that Matthew Boling is sort of a 400-meter runner. Last year, as a junior in high school, he ran 46.1. I don't think a lot of people know that. That's moving. So really, this 1 and the 2 were really just speed work for the 4, but then he just came out and broke the national record in the 1. So this kid can pretty much do anything, and that's my biggest performer from the month. But let me know what you guys think is the biggest performer in the comments below, and vote right here in these tags. I'm gonna have them all out through the video. Now, with 3 laps to go, let's travel across the Atlantic to London, and let's talk about the London Marathon that happened this past weekend. First, let's start off with the women's race, where Bridget Kosgei ultimately ran away from the field, and she won it in a 2:18. She completely dominated. But the real talk and the biggest talk, at least out of America, came from Emily Sisson, who placed 6th in the race in her American debut in the marathon, and that places her 2nd fastest all time in American women debut in the marathon, just 8 seconds off of Jordan Husse's time in the Chicago Marathon, I think about 2 years ago. That was a great performance just right off of Jordan Husse. Like, she may be able to beat Husse, so it's going to be really exciting to see the trials next year in 2020, and just further on to see Emily Sisson's career grow and grow and grow. Now let's move over to the men's race, where Eliud Kipchoge, he basically controlled the race and led it from start to finish, but the guys really gave him a run for his money, as there was a really good pack and a good field for about the first 24 miles. And when it came down to the last miles, it was really just Kipchoge's day, and he ran away with the victory, as he is the greatest marathoner of all time, and he ran away with it in a 2:02:37. And that's the 2nd fastest marathon of all time, and guess what? That's behind his fastest marathon of all time that he did last year in Berlin in a 2:01. So now he owns the 2 fastest marathons of all time, and the guy that got 2nd place in this race, Masinet Germinyu from Ethiopia, he ran a 2:02:53, and that puts him at the 3rd fastest marathon of all time. I'm sorry, Masinet, if Kipchoge wasn't doing the things he's doing, you would probably be like one of the greats right now, but you're living in the shadow of greatness, so I'm sorry about that. But probably one of the most disappointing things from this race was just the performance of Mo Farah. Alpha last year at the London Marathon, he got 3rd place in this event, and then Chicago Marathon, seeing him win that last year. Then to come out this year at the London Marathon, he's his hometown hero, hometown favorite, just did not live up to the expectations. Farah kind of fell off into the 14th mile, as it looked like he was going to do like this tactics that he had in the Chicago Marathon of trying falling back and then get on at the end, but it just didn't work out like that. He kind of described it of just not being his day. He tried his absolute hardest, but he just wasn't up to the task, and he knew he could run 2:05. It was the matter of just going with them at the end and staying and get to that next threshold, I really feel like, but he just felt like he wasn't able to do that yet. He was super disappointed after the race, and he finished in 5th place and ran another 2:05. My question to y'all is basically, what was the biggest deal just from out the day from the 2 performances? Was it Kipchoge's 2nd fastest marathon ever in the 2:02:37? Or was it Mo Farah's disappointing race, which I feel like nobody really expected? A 5th place finish, and I think I'm gonna go with Kipchoge. Like, honestly, like, for him to do that on the London Marathon course, last year he ran the London Marathon, he ran 2:04 or 2:05, then to come and run 2 minutes faster than that is pretty darn impressive. Now with only 2 laps to go, let's talk about the 2 doping scandals that are really gonna change the entire landscape of distance running in the next 2 years. Now you probably don't know Kiptum's name, but I'm pretty sure you've heard about him. Last year, he broke the world record in the half marathon in about a time of 58 minutes, caught for allegations about 2 weeks ago before his performance in the London Marathon. So he wasn't able to compete there because his biological passport came in negative, and just was something was up in all the testing, and now he's getting tested for doping and everything like that. So those allegations came on just this past weekend, but these were just allegations, but the IAAF still wouldn't let him compete. Then earlier this month, Asbel Kiprop, the great 1500 meter runner, the 3rd fastest 1500 meter runner of all time in a time of 3:26, got caught for doping, and he's banned for 4 years. He was tested positive for EPO in 2017, and just since then he's been denying all these claims and saying that the IAAF is trying to extort him and trying to get money from these allegations and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he's banned for 4 years, and it's really just sad to see. And my question to y'all is, like, what's going to be the impact from this? And I think the impact of this is just going to be the distrust from fans, distrust from athletes, distrust from the media, and distrust everything around, just suspecting that people are always going to be doping, and especially to see it from like the Kenyans, because you know, like, I feel like we say in the States and all the time, I think people don't really say in like the media and stuff like that, but like we always suspect that like Kenyans or like Africans are doping. It's a horrible stigma and a horrible stereotype that we put on people, because like I want to assume that everybody's clean, but in cases like the third fastest 1500 meter runner of all time and the world record holder in the half marathoner, these guys got caught in allegations of doping, and like one was not able to race in London Marathon and one's banned for 4 years. So it's really just sad to see, and see that Kiprop is not going to be able to compete in Worlds this year. But if he's cheating, like, come on man, like it really is bad for the sport and not what we want to see. Now with one lap to go, it's time for our Bell Lap question, which is a question that comes straight from y'all. So make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter if you want to be featured in the next running report and get a shout out just like this. Anthony_Fairfan_ from Instagram asks, are the Golden State Warriors taking the title? No, the Warriors ain't winning the finals. Get out of here with that, bro. They ain't winning the finals. Now, the Rockets are playing the Warriors right now. This is basically the NBA Finals, this second round matchup. And I just watched game 1 about 2 days ago. Game 2 is about to happen in 2 hours from me right now. So when I upload this, game 2 has already happened. But I'm predicting it's going to be 1-1, tied up in the series. We're going to go into Houston, probably win game 3. And it's just going to be easy. It's Rockets in 7, and the Rockets go on to win the NBA championship. Like, it's just that simple and that easy. So that's gonna end this episode of the Running Report. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and Twitter so you can be a part of this conversation and really be a part of this community. But especially comment down below so you can reply to these questions that I'm asking about who had the best performance in the April, what was the greater performance in Kipchoge and Farah, and then also about the 2 doping allegations. And then lastly, even the Bell Lap question, because I want to know who do you guys think is going to win NBA Finals. And yeah, that's going to end this episode. Also, answer these questions up here in this corner. That will give you like a little tally poll, and you can see that too. I don't know why I'm talking like that. But yeah, go Rockets. See y'all next time on the Running Report, and deuces.
I dare you to take a little pain.
We're not just here to take part, we're here to take over.
Tell him.